What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right. Before I get into this video, I want to thank everybody that has donated to my channel. If you want to donate, you can do so on the links provided in the description box below. And I want to thank everybody that has signed up to the Patreon. And if you wish to sign up to the Patreon, you can do so on the link in the description box below. And on the Patreon, of course, I'm able to talk about stuff that I can't talk about on YouTube, and I'm able to go on rants, especially as the NBA season starts. I'm able to go on rants that I can't really do on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I can't really talk the way I want to on YouTube like I used to. But it's only $2 per month. Now, LeBron James believes that he's the greatest player of all time. And I guess there's nothing wrong with that. I don't agree. But there's nothing wrong with having the self-confidence belief that you think you're the best. Kobe believes that he's the best player. I think even though Larry Bird isn't as vocal about it, I think if you listen to him talk, I believe that he thinks that he's not only the best player of all time, he thinks he's in the conversation as best shooter. I think he even said it in an interview. He thinks he's in the conversation. A lot of guys who are in a different eras where you're supposed to be more modest about your basketball talents. I'm pretty sure Magic Johnson, if you put a gun to his head, he probably would think that he's the best point guard. Isaiah Thomas thinks he's probably the best point guard of all time. Wilt definitely thought he was the best player of all time. You know, uh, so there's nothing wrong with having that self confidence. A lot of guys will tell you, look, nobody can stop me. You know what I'm saying? Only I can stop me. Um, but there's one guy, Byron Scott, who will tell you that, you know, let alone the greatest player of all time, there's nothing that LeBron James can do that can make him the greatest Laker of all time. And he said that, of course, if you don't know who Byron Scott is, you've been living on a rock for the last 40 years. Byron Scott's a former LA Laker. Played Lakers during Magic Showtime Lakers in the 1980s and into the 90s. Won 3 NBA championships, 85, 87, and 88. Of course, he was a head coach for the Lakers during the waning years of the Kobe Bryant era. And he said that recently in an interview with TMZ, he said that there's no way LeBron will ever take the throne as greatest Laker. He said, quote, that ain't possible. It's Magic and Kareem, while did noting that Kobe is in the conversation. Um, he did say, however, that he doesn't think that LeBron's career will go, as far as a Laker, will go in the way of a Gary Payton, a Karl Malone, or Steve Nash, someone of that caliber who had ended their careers or near the end of their careers had unsuccessful stints with the franchise and that did not result in champions. He doesn't think it's going to be that route. He does believe that eventually LeBron will bring home a couple of championships to the Lakers organization. Right now, if you ask me to rank all-time Lakers, not players, but all-time Lakers, my list would be something like this. It would probably be Magic is the greatest Laker, then followed by Kareem. We got to remember Kareem came in as a buck. So it'd be Magic, then Kareem, then I would have Kobe. Then I would have Shaq at number 4. All right. Then I would probably have Jerry West. I think Elgin Baylor. And then I think George Mikan. I think that would be my top 7 Lakers. And then after that, it's a little bit, it's debatable. You know what I'm saying? As far as ranking guys, maybe next you would put Wilt's in that top 10. He's in that top 10. He did help to bring a championship to Lakers in '72, their first championship. Well, in Los Angeles, their first championship. Won Finals MVP that year, 1972. So he's definitely in the top 10. It's just that he didn't have his best years with the Lakers. He had his worst years as the Laker, but still, those were some pretty good goddamn years. Because you got to remember, I think the first couple of years with the Lakers, he was averaging 20 points. You know, it was toward the end when he wasn't really a scorer, only putting up like 14 points. Look, I say only putting up 14 points, 18 rebounds, 5 or 6 assists. Those pedestrian numbers for Will. Those are piss poor numbers for Will. Um, but Wilt might be number 7. After that, like I said, the list is more debatable. Then you got to think about other guys that we're not really thinking about. You got to put James Worthy in the conversation. You got to put Vern Mickelson, Slater Martin in the conversation somewhere. You got to think about guys like more. I don't want to say random guys, but not random, but guys that don't jump out at you in Laker lore. You got to think about the Norm Nixons and guys like that. Jamal Wilkes, and, uh, guys of that nature. Nick Van Exel, uh, Derek Fisher. You can round it out yourself. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I'll even throw another name out at you. Happy Hairston. Happy Hairston for you. Happy Hairston. Will Chamberlain controlling the backboards for the Lakers. Happy Hairston for you. Nah, but this is my take on Byron's uh, opinion. If let's say LeBron James plays for another, let's say he plays until he's like 38. All right, let's just say he plays for another 4 years, 5 years or so. Let's say 4 years, and let's say the Lakers win 2 championships. Let's say they go to the finals 3 times. So that would be 2 championships that LeBron James would bring to the franchise after the age of 34, 35. That's a remarkable achievement. Um, so for him to bring 2 championships in a situation where you have to kind of look at LeBron James in a different light, then no matter how much you guys hate him, if he were to do that, then you have to look at his career like this. You can call it what you want to, running, whatever. That would be him going to the Miami Heat and helping to deliver a championship there. Going to Cleveland, a franchise that historically has been not a great one. They've had their runs in the 80s and 90s. You know, LeBron's first, uh, 7 years in the NBA, they were one of the better franchises, one of the best franchises in the East, but weren't able to get to that elusive finals, except for one time, of course, where they were blown out by the Spurs. But and that's an accomplishment in itself. Him bringing the that Cleveland team to the finals when he was only 22 years old. Um, but him going back to Cleveland and win the championship, and then if he was able to go to the Lakers, a franchise that has been rich in tradition, and a franchise that I think only missed the playoffs 5 times in its first 65 years or something like that, and they've been out of the playoffs for the last 6 seasons. If he was able to turn it around, help to turn it around, and win a couple championships, then I think you have to kind of then LeBron be at 5 championships. You kind of have to, and I know people want to. They're gonna, look. I know you guys are gonna want my severed head on the pike for saying this, but you then would have to not only put LeBron James in the top 10, you would have to probably historically put him over Kobe at that time. And don't kill me. I'm just saying, especially when Finals MVP, I get it, all the other arguments, but you would have to kind of put him over Kobe Bryant at that time. Just from longevity, career achievements, the fact that he would be able to break that curse that happens usually with guys that fall apart after 16, 15 years. They start falling apart physically. These are all just what ifs. I'm not saying he's there now. But if he's able to do that, you kind of have to put him in that trajectory. Now, as a Laker, no, he still wouldn't be the greatest Laker of all time, but I think you have to put him much higher on that top 10 list, in my opinion. Like I said, these are just what ifs. You know what I'm saying? Because then that would be 5 championships, right? And 12 final appearances. Still losing record, but still that's remarkable. 12 final appearances, 5 championships. I mean, in a career where he's only at the time that would be like what? In 4 more years, that's what, 2023? So that would be a 20-year career where he went to the finals 12 times. The only guy to better that would be Kareem, who went to finals 14 times in 20 years. So, and if Kareem's seen as the GOAT in some people's eyes, you got to put LeBron in that conversation. I still wouldn't put him as the GOAT, but you still would have him. He would have to be in that conversation. You have to respect that conversation. You see what I'm saying? So that's just another argument. But right now, 2019, with what LeBron James has done, all-time great player. He's in the precipice of my top 10. Uh, um, Greatest Laker? Hell no. But tell me what you guys think.